Hey everyone, so let's talk about all of the new makeup launches. I've actually been doing a lot of videos on new makeup, but specifically Sephora gift sets because there have been a ton of those launching over the last few weeks. So we're going to take a break from those and focus on other makeup launches. There are a ton of palettes to talk about in today's video, a few holiday launches that aren't like actual value gift sets, and then some drugstore launches I'm definitely curious about as well. And then a big sale that I wanted to talk about too. Not the Sephora sale, Ulta's actually having like an early Black Friday sale. So let's just start with that one. So normally when Ulta does have a sale, I usually do like a full video on it, breaking down the sale, sharing my recommendations. I was thinking about doing that this year, but honestly, there are just so many videos that I want to film. I want to do like a couple of fall makeup looks, and I feel like I haven't had the chance to film those because I've been doing other videos. So I thought I would just talk about it in this one in case you didn't know about it. So it's obviously very early to start talking about Black Friday, but now through November 18th, Ulta is going to be having like what they're calling an early Black Friday sale, where they're offering up to 40% off makeup, skincare, hair products, fragrance, all kinds of things. So the sale started this week, and every week there are new products discounted. So you have to go back like every Sunday to check it out. They do have a full list of the deals happening right now. So as with pretty much all of their sales, you can scroll through to see if anything catches your eye and then just make a note in your calendar to check back or add the products to like your save later list. And then it's easy to just add them once they're on sale. So this week there are some good deals happening. $15 cleansers from quite a few brands. So Peach and Lily, Tula, It Cosmetics, Murad. I really like Murad cleansers. They're pretty pricey. I want to say they're normally around like $40, but you get a lot of product in them. Like it takes me forever to fully finish up a Murad cleanser. I'm almost done with the one I'm using. I'm currently using the exfoliating one, but I don't use it every single day, so it's taken me even longer to use it up. But it's nice because it has lasted a while. I've also tried like their cream cleanser, which is nice if you have dry skin, and then they have a gel cleanser that has like a brightening aspect to it. So I really like their cleansers, but there are a ton of brands on sale. So if one of your go-to cleansers is available, you can get it for $15 this week. This is a really good deal, 25% off skin tools. So there are a lot of brands included, including Foreo, which is one of my favorites. I did work with them earlier this month and I love their products, but I also purchased them myself. Like I just bought one during, I think it was the 21 Days of Beauty. I'm pretty sure it was. They had the Foreo Luna 4 Go on sale, and it's like the mini device that is really great to help you cleanse your skin. And I think it does a really great job. So it was nice to repurchase that because the one I had was like a way older version I got in a subscription box years ago. So anyway, I love that product, but the UFO 2 is also on sale, and that's an amazing option if you have dry skin because it deeply hydrates the skin. And then I also love the Bear. So if you're looking for a microcurrent device that actually works, that's the one. Like it visibly lifts your face when you use it. Anyway, a lot of these skincare tools can be pretty pricey, so 25% off is a really good deal. Okay, and then 25% off other skincare, body care, wellness products. Over the next few weeks, they're having deals on like Tarte, lashes, mini products, hair tools, actually a bunch of hair products, and then just like a lot of different things throughout the next few weeks. So definitely check back. If I film more of these videos, I'll be sure to remind you, but I just wanted to throw it out there in case you are shopping at Ulta or any of your favorite products are going to be on sale over the next few weeks. It's nice to be able to get a discount. Okay, enough about the Ulta sale. I'll put a link in the description box below so you can check it out if you're curious. Let's talk about some eyeshadow palettes. Let's start with Natasha Denona because Natasha Denona actually launched 3 palettes since I've done a video like this. And this one looks so gorgeous. I'm torn. I can't decide if I want to pick this one up or something else. This is the Xenon palette, which is available now on the Natasha Denona website, but also at Ulta and Sephora too. Natasha Denona launches have been so good this year. I did purchase I Need a Nude, which has been like my most worn palette of 2023. I think I've worn that like at least 85% of the time I've done my makeup since I've owned it. It's just so gorgeous. It is so easy to work with. I also love the Yucca palette. That has been one of my favorites as well. So anyway, I made a goal this year to only buy 3 high-end palettes. If you have been around for a while, you might remember the days where I had an eyeshadow palette obsession. I easily added like 150 palettes to my collection one year and then maybe 100 the next year. It's been getting lower and lower, and this year I was like, I just don't need to buy that many. So it's been good. I purchased Yucca and I Need a Nude, and now I'm down to my last one, and I was set on the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette because it is gorgeous. And even though I've heard like some mixed reviews, I really want to try that one out for myself, especially since he brought it back. It has been on my mind since last holiday season, but now I'm torn because this one is so stunning. So this palette focuses on cooler tone shades ranging from soft grays to deeper charcoals. There are metallic silvers, and then it also looks like there are some like light pink tones as well, which I think could be so stunning with those deeper shades. This would pair so well with the Glam palette. Or just like a lot of her palettes in general. I love a good smoky eye, and I do love cooler tones, especially during this time of the year. And this one's really calling my name. ColourPop had a palette like this a few years ago, and I wanted to purchase that one. But I think, again, at the time, it was like maybe near the end of the year, and I was kind of like hitting my palette limit, so I decided to skip over it. But every once in a while, I still think about buying it. That could be a good alternative because obviously ColourPop is less expensive, but there's something about the shimmers and the metallics in this palette that are really pulling me in. Like there are a ton of metallic shades and not quite as many matte shades, which is what I love out of a Natasha Denona palette because her palettes are expensive, but I do think her metallic formula is like next level good. And she's been doing like this beautiful sparkly topper formula. So anyway, I don't know. I'm thinking about this one. I'm trying to decide because I do have I Need a Nude. So I feel like Ethereal Eyes and I Need a Nude are similar enough, but I don't know. That one's been on my mind for a year. So it's a tough decision. We'll see. I can't decide. Okay, while we're on the topic of Natasha Denona, let's talk about the mini Duochrome palette. I had heard rumors about this, and for some reason, I thought she was going to release a mini palette with like 5 different shadows that were either considered like duochromes or multi-chromes and just kind of shifted and looked different on the eyes. That would have been amazing. I know I've heard that they're a little bit more expensive to formulate, so it makes sense that the mini palette does not have that in it. And I think I also heard later on that the Triochrome palette was called that because it had like 3 of those shadows in it. So anyway, I do think this is really stunning. It's different than I thought it was going to be, but blue eyeshadow is so gorgeous. Blue eyeshadow was my favorite a few years ago. Like back when ColourPop launched the Blue Moon palette, I was thrilled because I was really into blues and greens. Like those were my 2 favorite colors to wear, and pink and purple. Like I went through a major colorful phase, and I still like color, but I feel like I just don't wear it enough to justify purchasing like a fully blue palette. If this came out back then, I would have totally jumped on it. And the looks that I've seen using this palette, like just on Instagram or even on YouTube as I'm scrolling through, look amazing, but it's just not something I personally need. I was reading about this on Instagram. So it has all new shades in royal silver and periwinkle blues. And then there is a metallic multi-chrome that shifts from blue to green to fuchsia. She also says, which I thought this was interesting, it has a never before achieved 100% full coverage payoff with an opaque and smooth finish. And I don't know, I think that does appeal to me when it comes to some formulas, like a beautiful, rich metallic, but I also love the fact that she does like more of a sheer sparkly topper as well. So that's definitely interesting. I haven't looked too deeply into this. I haven't really watched any reviews on it because it wasn't something I really thought I would pick up for myself, but it really is gorgeous. And again, I just think she's done such a good job with her palettes this year. Okay, last Natasha Denona launch for now. The Baby Bronze palette is available. It's a 3-pan palette with 3 of the most loved shades from the bronze palette. The Natasha Denona bronze palette is my second favorite palette from her. Number 1 has to be I Need a Nude, but the bronze palette was my go-to for years. I think the shimmers in there and the metallics are so stunning. They're just very beautiful. If you love champagnes and golds and coppers and bronzes, it is a really fun palette to use. I feel like the baby bronze palette doesn't fully embody what the mid-sized bronze palette is to me. Like if I saw this, I mean, I guess I would know that it probably is based on her bronze palette, but when I think of the mid-sized bronze palette, I think of like very orangey, red, super warm toned colors, a lot of golds, and this one's a little bit more toned down, which might be what people want, especially if they're reaching for a smaller palette. Anyway, that's it from Natasha Denona. I don't know if we're going to see anything else because we're nearing the end of the year, but who knows? I feel like there have been so many palette launches this year. Okay, let's talk about this launch from Tower 28. So normally mascara launches don't really excite me. Like I'm definitely curious about some of them. I do like trying new mascaras, but it's not something I feel like particularly excited about when I'm scrolling through Instagram. That's not the case with this one because Tower 28 just came out with a brown version of their Make Waves mascara, which is my all-time favorite. I'm wearing it today. I'm wearing the black one, but I do plan on purchasing the brown one. I was never like a big brown mascara fan in the past. I mean, honestly, I've only tried maybe like 1 or 2 because I've always loved like really dark, dramatic black lashes. And I feel like that's still mostly the case, but I do think every once in a while I like to go a little bit lighter on my eye makeup. Don't get me wrong, I still love my winged liner, a ton of mascara, but there are a lot of days where I just skip eyeliner and I do like a light coat of more of a lengthening mascara. So I almost think a brown mascara in one of my favorite formulas that is really lifting, really separating would be really nice to have. And what I like about this one is it doesn't look like a super subtle brown mascara. Like sometimes when I see brown mascara, it looks too subtle. I like that this one still looks dark, but it's obviously different than black. Another new launch that I was really excited to try is the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil. So I'm actually wearing this today. I have the shade Honey Talks on, but I am wearing it over a lipstick. The lipstick I'm wearing is from e.l.f. as well. It's their Eau Face Satin Lipstick in the shade No Doubt. So I feel like this is a really nice combo. The tones are pretty similar. This is a little bit more of a sheer lip oil, and I feel like most lip oils are sheer, but there are a few brands that do lip oils that have a little more pigment. So if you're looking for pigment, this probably isn't the brand to try. I've only used this like maybe twice at this point. I just got these from e.l.f. I was planning on purchasing them, and then they did send me a PR package. I'm planning on doing a video on like, I actually can't decide which direction to go. I might do a video on like my favorite drugstore makeup products for fall, or I might just do like a drugstore roundup on all of the best and worst new launches. So that should be up soon. I'm still kind of testing out a few products, but anyway, I know people were so excited about this launch. A lot of people, again, on TikTok, I feel like as I scroll through, I've seen a lot of people compare these to the Dior lip oils, which I haven't tried because Dior is not cruelty free. e.l.f. is, and these are also a lot less expensive. These are $8. A lot of people say the applicators are very similar. And I think I've heard people say the e.l.f. formula has a little more pigment, which is interesting because I don't find these to really be all that pigmented, but I've only tried the shade Honey Talks, which is one of the deeper shades. But I want to try out a few more, and then of course I'll come back and share a full review with you. But I like them. They're very glossy. They don't feel thick on the lips. Like they definitely still feel thin, oily, but they have like a little bit more of a glossy look to them than some other lip oils I've tried. They have a mint scent, which does wear off. Like you can smell it initially, but after a few minutes, I don't notice it, which I don't love. I wish they went with like vanilla. I think that's what the Eau Face Satin lipsticks smell like. They kind of have like a slight vanilla scent. Mint is not my favorite when it comes to lip products, but again, it doesn't really linger. So there's no cooling feel, no plumping feel. I think they're just like a nice staple lip oil. Although I will say there's another lip oil from Catrice that I think I like a little bit better. The Catrice lip oil is called the Glossin Glow Tinted Lip Oil, and they're $6 each. What's interesting about those is they're actually pH changing lip oils, and I normally hate pH changing lip products, but I think the Catrice lip oil is a little bit different. Those definitely have more pigment than the e.l.f. ones, and not every shade. Like there's like a light yellow one, a pink one, a red one. So depending on what shade you get, it's going to have a little more pigment or a little less pigment, but those are really nice. They're definitely thicker. They kind of remind me of the Catrice. They had those other ones, the Powerful 5 glossy lip oils. I still wear those on occasion. They feel similar on the lips, but I like the newer version better because it's definitely more on the glossy side. I feel like it looks so juicy, so plush. It makes your lips look really full, and I kind of like the fact that they tint your lips a little bit. You're not left with like that weird hot pink stain that you are with so many other pH changing lip products. Like it's definitely pink, but it's not a weird shade of hot pink. I don't know how to explain it. Again, I'll share more thoughts on that in an upcoming video and then do maybe like lip swatches on Instagram or TikTok. But there are some really, those are both really great options if you're looking for a more affordable lip oil. Actually, wait, one more lip oil I want to talk about. Milani launched a limited edition shade called Cranberry Currant. It's available on Ulta's website for $11.99. It looks like it has shimmer in it based on this photo. Actually, I'm reading the description on Ulta's website, and it does have a soft red shimmer, which sounds pretty. I don't think any of their other lip oils have shimmer, and I've tried, are there 8 now? Yeah, I think there's 8 now. I've tried all 8 of them, and I do like all of them for different reasons. Milani's formula is one of my favorites, but it is different than Catrice and e.l.f. It's a little bit thinner. It almost has like a jelly type texture to it, so it's not as long lasting, and I wouldn't say it's quite as glossy either, but I like the Milani ones because they smell good, they look pretty, they have like a hint of color, they're really nice. So anyway, if you want a new shade that has shimmer in it, this one is available for the holiday season. So I did talk about the LYS Beauty Blush Kit in a recent video sharing like the best and worst Sephora sets, because that is the only LYS kit that's available on Sephora's website. But there are a few other options that are sold directly on the LYS website if you want to try them out. And if you go on their website, you can actually get 15% off your first order. I saw that pop up. So there is the blush kit, which you can get for $22. It has 3 cream blushes. I think it's actually $20 on Sephora's website, but if it sells out there, it's good to know it is available here. There's a 3-piece matte liquid lipstick set, which I didn't even know they had matte liquid lipsticks. I don't know if this is a new launch or a limited edition holiday launch, but you can get 3 of those for $29. They have a set of rhinestone brushes for $42. And then they also have a kit that comes with one of their lipsticks and then one of their lip oils. And I love that they have 4 different variations of this depending on like which combo you want. So this kit is, I just lost my spot. This kit is $19. So I checked. Their lip oil is normally $12 and their lipstick is normally $20. So if you were to purchase those separately, you'd be paying $32. So it's basically like buying the lipstick and getting the lip oil for free. And I have been wanting to try their lip oils, so I might take advantage of this deal because I love their lipstick. It is a matte lipstick, but it's very creamy, super pigmented, and just comfortable to wear, and the packaging is so gorgeous. So I actually might grab one of those. Haus also launched a few holiday kits, which I did talk about in my last Sephora gift sets video. They were kind of underwhelming, and honestly, like the lip oil set was basically a ripoff because you get such a small amount of the lip oil. So I would recommend picking that one up, but they also launched limited edition eyeshadow palettes. So they're $49 each. They come with 6 shadows. I don't know. I feel like this is the least exciting Haus launch I've ever seen. It feels like all of their launches are so hyped up. Like people get really excited about Haus, and whenever they're coming out with something, I just anticipate that it's going to sell out or I'm going to see it all over TikTok and Instagram. I think their latest launch was their concealer, and I feel like I heard a lot of people talking about that. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know what it is about these. Like I think the color stories are kind of underwhelming to me personally. Like the one that has a green and a pink is prettier, but I'm not really drawn to either one. I don't think Haus has done eyeshadow palettes before. Maybe before their big rebrand, but it seems kind of weird for like their first eyeshadow palette launch since the rebrand to be a limited edition holiday launch. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel super exciting to me, especially compared to so many of their other launches. So I don't plan on picking those up. I'm just not drawn to them. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them discounted after the holiday season. On the other hand, a palette that I'm sure would not disappoint is this one from Danessa Myricks. It's the Lightwork 5 IM palette for eyes and face. It's available now at Sephora for $125. So it is a pretty pricey palette. I feel like I've heard really good things about her Lightwork palettes. And honestly, I love the colors in here. Like the jewel tones are gorgeous. The blues and the purples and the green. And then even the copper tones look nice. The swatches are stunning. Like there's no denying that this probably is a really good palette, but I just don't think I would wear it enough to justify the price point. Like Natasha Denona palettes at $69 are basically like that is the most I'll pay for an eyeshadow palette. I just read a comment this morning that was like, we need to stop normalizing $70 eyeshadow palettes, and I totally get it. But that's what the brands are charging these days. Like I remember getting, I think my Naked palettes were $49. And I remember that being a stretch because I was definitely like a drugstore eyeshadow quad fan before that. And I do think it is a lot to pay for palettes, but I do think a lot of the brands have increased their quality a ton. Not every brand, and maybe $70 is still just like not justifiable for you when it comes to eyeshadow. And I think that's fair because there are so many good affordable formulas. That being said, I'm not saying the price point isn't fair because, you know, what goes into formulating these shadows and the ingredients, like maybe it is a more expensive palette to create. And it does look really beautiful. It's just, I won't wear it enough to justify that price point personally. So it is a pass for me, but if you do want a more like neutral focused palette, she did launch one fairly recently that can be used as like an eye and face palette that I feel like is getting some really good reviews. I wanted to talk about Ravie Beauty, which is Ali Glein's new beauty brand. I know a lot of you watch Ali Glein's because when I go into my YouTube analytics, it actually tells me what videos you guys are watching. Like my personal audience also watches these videos and these channels. So over the last 28 days, my audience is watching Tati, Allie Glines, Glamzilla, Jen Phelps, Kelly Gooch, and then also some other creators too. But I love all of their channels. Although I don't watch Glamzilla on YouTube, I watch her on TikTok. Anyway, I do like Allie. I've watched her videos for years. I think she does a really great job. And for her first launch, she did effortless lips. So you can check out her announcement video to see like her inspiration behind everything and the actual product. And I think that these look so nice. I do plan on trying these. I should have ordered them already. It's just, I don't know what it is about October. October is always so busy. I just feel like there are so many activities in October because where I live, the fall is so beautiful. So every weekend, like we have something going on, and I don't know. I just feel like I'm always like scrambling to catch up on everything. So I'll probably go on and order these after I film this video, but I do want to try them out. So it's basically a buildable lip product that you can sheer out or layer up to look a little bit more intense. Based on her video, they look very smooth and then also glossy without being like over the top. They're really pretty. So I do want to try these out, and I think this does look like a really fun brand. I'm excited to see what she has in store in the future. e.l.f. actually has another launch I wanted to talk about, some Duochrome Liquid Shadows. These look really nice. I'm kind of over liquid eyeshadow and just in general. I feel like I don't wear liquid shadows as much as I do powder shadows. And if I am to reach for like any formula other than liquid, it's going to be a cream or something like the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. But I am kind of tempted to try these because I do like e.l.f.'s formula and these look pretty. I haven't played around too much with like duochromes, you know, as a whole, and I do think it could be fun. So these are $8 each, which I think is a little bit of an increase from their regular liquid shadows, but these are different because they give you like a shift depending on how the light hits your eyes. So there are 3 shades. So they are currently on e.l.f.'s website. I don't think they're available anywhere else. I didn't see them, so I'll probably wait to see if they actually come to like Ulta or Target or something like that because I'm not in a hurry to run out and buy them. Although I do think one of those icy shades would be really pretty. But you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably have something kind of similar from ColourPop. Obviously not the exact same because these are duochromes, but I feel like, I don't know. Are there Super Shock shadows that are duochromes? I don't know. Maybe I'll look through my collection and kind of pull out some more interesting Super Shock shadows before I run out and buy a liquid shadow when I just said like they're not my favorite. Actually, speaking of ColourPop, they just launched a new palette called Cloud 9. It says it has silvery blues, dreamy shimmers, and cool neutrals. I don't know. I don't love this color story and I can't figure out why. I think it's because there are just so many light shades in here and not enough like medium and deep tones. That could obviously be ideal if you do have a lighter skin tone and you find that most palettes are a little bit too dark for you, but I also think it might be hard to create looks if you don't have like a super light skin tone or you want some variation within your palette. I know they have other cooler toned palettes. The Stone Cold Fox palette is something that a ton of you have said you love, and that has a lot of shades, but that's a bigger palette. So this is obviously like a smaller version. I think this is a case where the promo photos look more interesting than the palette does in real life because I did see a picture of it when I was scrolling through Instagram yesterday, and the someone had like taken a picture and done swatches and it didn't look quite as interesting as it does online. So it's just, I don't know. I'm not really drawn to this one. It feels kind of underwhelming to me personally, and it does kind of feel like a mix of palettes I've had from them in the past, but I can't really pinpoint which ones. I don't know. This one's definitely a pass for me personally. I think there are so many good cool toned palettes on the market right now that that one isn't jumping out at me. Okay, I think I'll end it there. Thank you so much for watching. I am planning on doing a video on the best and worst drugstore gift sets. I'm actually going to film that either later today. I don't know if I have enough time today, either today or tomorrow. So either way, it should be up on Thursday. So if you're interested in seeing what the drugstore brands have launched so far, come back for that video. Thanks for being here though. I really appreciate it. I will see you very soon with a new one. Bye.